Jill Scott just got married 15 months ago, and she has filed for divorce. Now, many of you may say, oh, you know, Ereena, yes, Jilly from Philly, what's up, cousin? Many of you may be like, oh, you know, Ereena, you always say, look, I got my own opinion just like everyone else. Now, 15 months ago, she got married, and now they're getting divorced. People are like, oh my God, Jill Scott, this, that, and the third. So I always say this, and I said this about Beyonce as well. Why do people think that these celebrities are perfect people? Why? Now, so it came out that she was filing for divorce. Her soon-to-be ex-husband, last name is Dobson, came out and discussed why they were getting divorced, or some of the reasons why they were getting divorced. She said that he said that she likes to emasculate men, that what Jill wants, Jill gets. It could be cousin. What Jill wants, Jill gets. He said there's no men in the family, only women. And basically, she tried to run him, and he wasn't with that, right? So now you have a whole bunch of men and women. So it's funny because you have the men that are on his side. You have the women that are on Jill's side. So I'm going to take it to the middle because I'm on both sides, right? So the first thing someone says, hey, good morning, Marty. The first thing that someone said was, good morning, Nikki. Thank you for joining. The first thing that someone said was, oh, he was with her for a come up. I'm talking about Jill Scott. He was with her for a come up, and he had 5 kids, and he taking care of those 5 kids, and he ain't got no job, this, that, and the third. Now, in the divorce paper, she said that she was a writer, and she put him as unemployed. Now, this man clearly states, and it probably can be searched up like we do everything else, that he's been working for the city of Atlanta since 2011. Okay, he had 5 kids. Did the 5 kids just get there? I'm pretty sure she knew he had 5 kids before she decided to marry him. I'm pretty sure those 5 kids were at the wedding, right? So everyone wants to jump on this, oh, he's probably a buster. He's this, he's that, he's this. Hold up. Jill Scott has been married before. It lasted 6 years. Jill Scott was engaged to her son's father. They were together for years. I wonder why he didn't marry her. And now she's married and about to be into her second divorce. So let's take a step back, everybody. Let's take a step back. Because I'm not saying that the men are right, and I'm not saying that the women are right. But because of our sex, because of our gender, we are so quick to jump on, oh, you know, he was trying to come up. He's bitter. Hold up. There are women out here every single day that emasculate the shit out of men, right? Because we are taught to be independent. We are taught to be strong, right? We are taught that we can do anything. We don't need a man for anything. Well, how the fuck do you breed? How do you have kids? So think about it. You're being taught to be independent, but those same women that teach you to be independent, when you're 30, will ask you for grandkids. Well, now, how the hell am I supposed to give you grandkids if this whole time I ain't got no man and I can't keep a goddamn man because you taught me that I don't need one? How does that work? I'm going to tell you how it works. You're being taught that you don't need a man, but you're being taught that you should sleep with a man. There's a difference. Now, he said that in their family, again, there's nothing but women. And when they were together, they were dating, everything was fine. As soon as the I do came, all of a sudden shit changed. Now family don't like him. Now family talking about him to her, right? All of this shit started happening. And so you have women that are like, oh, please, no, that's not true. Well, have you ever heard of the Braxtons? Those motherfucking 5 sisters can't keep a goddamn man to save their life. They can't hold on to a relationship. It's weird, right? Because all of them are very pretty. They're all successful in their own right. But they can't keep a man. And that Kevin that's married to the one sister, I forgot which one of the T's she is, he holding on for dear life. And they've had their own issues. They've been on marriage boot camp. They've both cheated on each other. So they've had their own issues in their marriage, right? Have you ever seen early on in the Real Housewives franchise, Cynthia Bailey, when she was engaged to Peter and she was going to marry Peter, her mother and her sister hid the marriage license so that they couldn't get married because they didn't want her to marry Peter. Now wait, Cynthia Bailey has been engaged multiple times. She was engaged to Russell Simmons. Bitch, she could have been Kimora, right? But she didn't marry him. And she said she didn't marry him because she feels in her heart that she just doesn't need a man. Like, she doesn't need to be in a relationship with a man. She doesn't need that. I'm independent. I've always been independent. These were her words. I've always been independent, right? I don't need to be in a relationship with a man. That is the shit that we are teaching our children as women. Well, not me, because I don't teach my children, my daughter that. Because guess what? If I teach my daughter that, my daughter's going to go out, she's going to find a man, she's going to procreate with that man, but that relationship is not going to work because she's going to feel like she doesn't need that man to sit there and assist her with taking care of her child and being a father to her child, and she does. It's bullshit if she doesn't. I'm sorry. We have to stop doing this, because then we get in situations like this where women want to be like, oh, yeah, that nigga bitter. He's just bitter. He's probably a weak-ass nigga. This is what they're saying about him. This is what women are saying. He's probably a weak-ass nigga. He can't take a strong-ass woman. Well, we don't know if Jill Scott is strong. She sounds like she's strong when she's singing. When she pens her music and her poems, she sounds strong. But that her being strong can also equate to her being very emasculating. It's a very thin line between that shit. You can be a strong woman. There are many strong women. Michelle Obama is strong. She got a man, right? Don't she though? Right? You have women out here who are strong, but they know when to let their man be a man. They know, and I said this yesterday. Women, y'all need to stop bitching men and then call them a bitch, right? When you're doing the bitch shit. And then want to sit there and call him, oh, he's soft. Oh, he's a bitch. Oh, he's weak. Yeah, I couldn't be with him because he was weak. But you participated in further weakening him. Like, why? So then you have the men are like, yeah, she's probably crazy. I knew she was crazy. She ain't that nice. She ain't as nice as her songs. She ain't this, she ain't that. You don't know, right? She probably put up with a lot of shit. And it probably, listen, for you to be married for 15 months, whatever caused you to file for divorce was already there. It was there before you said I do. And I think that the two of them are really disillusioned, and at their age is sad because he's 49, she's 45, so you should know some shit by then. But I think that both of them were really disillusioned about their relationship, and they probably thought, you know what, these are just growing pains. When we get married, we're going to go ahead and work ourselves through this and we'll be fine. But that's the issue, right? If you're having growing pains before you get married, and I don't know if they went to therapy, but I'm telling you, as a wife, I didn't go to therapy before I married my husband. But anyone, I will tell anyone now, go to couples therapy before you get married. Because the underlying shit that you don't know and you don't talk about because it just doesn't come up in everyday conversation is the shit that's going to come up when you are married. And, you know, people need to do that. I'm not saying that he is perfect. I'm not saying that she is perfect. What I am saying is that people need to stop judging relationships on their gender. I'm a woman, so I'm on her side and I feel this way. No, I don't. I'm a man, I'm on her side and I feel this way. No. They are both almost 50. They both knew what they were getting themselves into. You know, and it's sad. It's sad. Because at that age, right, I'm in my upper 30s. I always say that. I never give you my true age, but I'm in my upper 30s. And at my age, honestly, I don't want to be single. I don't want to be single when I'm in my 40s, right? Because when you're in your 40s and your 50s, you've already lived half of your lifespan, honestly. I don't want to be single. I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to be dating. That shit is whack. I don't want, and this is just me, I don't want to be doing that when I'm at, you know, at the age that I'm at, that I am now. I want to be with someone who knows me, who respects me, who loves me, who wants to chill out with me when I want to chill, who want to get lit with me when I want to get lit, and who understands, right? Who understands, because this is important. Someone who understands my experience from my generation. That's what I want, you know, at my age. And I just feel bad for them because for her to be married twice and now and engaged, and now having to start over again, something's not right. Something's not right. And it's probably, and I'm going to tell you, and y'all going to hate me, y'all might hate me, but I'm telling you, I grew up in a household where there was one man, my uncle. Growing up in Brooklyn, we grew up in a brownstone, and each floor in the brownstone had a family member in each apartment. On the second floor was my aunt and my uncle, right? He was the only man in the building. As young girls, we were taught to respect him as if he was everybody's man in the building, right? My grandmother, who partially raised me, had a man at the beginning, and then one day, and I kid you not, I say this all the time, this man went to work and never came back. He went to work one day and never came back. Never was there a discussion about why he was gone, how he was gone, how come he never came back. Like, he disappeared. He disappeared ambiguously. And there was never a discussion from my grandmother to me and my sister to my aunt, who it was her father. There was never a discussion as to why this man left. It was like, we're just moving on. So I come from that dynamic of, you just have a whole bunch of women doing what they do, and this one man who's in the family, and everyone respects this man. None of the women are teaching us how to be a woman with a man. No one. It is a crazy dynamic, but it happens all the time. It happens all the time. And I'm telling you, I used to do it. When you grow up and you have been taught to be a certain way, you can become very aggressive as a woman. And even in a relationship, even in a marriage, you sometimes have to catch yourself and say, well, shit, I'm not alone. Like, I don't have to be taking all of this on because I have a partner. I had to learn that. I have a partner. This shit is 50-50. We can do this together. Some women don't learn that. And because you don't learn that, you can be in a relationship for a long ass time. You have women that will get a man and be in a relationship for a long time, but there's no commitment from that man in that relationship. There's no ring. There's no marriage. You guys are just together. And then when it breaks up, it's over. And then you think to yourself, wow, I done spent 4 years with this man, 3 years with this man, 5 years with this man, 10 years with this man, all of my 20s with this man. And he never committed to me. We never got even engaged. Motherfucker didn't even give me a promise ring. And how did we get here? Men do not want masculine women. I understand that society is feminizing our men, but there are still real type A masculine men out there, and men do not want masculine women. They don't. They do not want super aggressive women. They want you to be aggressive sometime, and then they want you to be pink often. They want you to be pink, right? And if you are super aggressive, you may not know how to be pink because you may not have been taught how to be pink and soft. I don't know. I just feel, really bad for Jill. I feel really bad for her soon-to-be ex-husband Dobson, because like I said, at that age, I would not want to be experiencing that. And I would really, if I was Jill, I would really have to take a real long, hard step back and look at myself and say, why have 2 of my marriages failed? And why is it that my son's father, although we were engaged, how come we never passed that threshold of marriage? That's what I would do. I'd take a sabbatical. I'd have to go inside myself and figure out what the fuck is going on. I'd have to look at my whole dynamic. I'd have to look at my family. I'd have to look at my mother. I'd have to look at my aunts, my grandmother. I would have to look at everything and see if what I am doing, am I self-sabotaging? Am I sabotaging my happiness? because I don't know how to be happy with a man. Same thing with Halle Berry. So I would, if I was Jill, I would do that. I would do that. And I think women should do that. Because catching a man and keeping a man and getting a man to marry you are two different things. And you can get a man, right? Because we pop up cute to get a man. We'll lose 15 to 20 pounds when we're single and go out there and get that man. Keeping that man is the issue. Getting that man to marry you is another thing, right? It's just, I don't know. For me, it's sad. Like, it's really sad. And I was the motherfucker that nobody probably thought would be married. Like, honestly, my mother told me that nobody was gonna marry me. Little did she know, I got the keys. You know, that was funny. But seriously, there's some truth to that shit. There is a process. There is some know-how. There is some shit that as a woman, you have to know and do in order for a man to say, you know what? You my day one, and that's it. And I don't want to be with nobody else but you forever. I want to wake up and look at you forever. It's some shit that we have to do. It's some work that we have to do. And emasculating a man is not one of them. Making them feel like shit is not one of them. Making them feel less than is not one of them. You know, and being a stepmother to his kids is not one of them. I'm sorry. Women were talking about him having 5 kids. She knew he had 5 kids. And she probably was happy at the fact that he had 5 kids. Because why? She probably thought, well, he has 5 kids. I'm going to be the stepmother to his kids. And when he sees how good I am with his kids, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be great. He's going to love me forever. No. Just because you're a good stepmother to his kids doesn't mean that he's going to love you and be with you forever. It means that you have now put yourself in a position to where if that relationship doesn't work, not only are you guys broken up, but it's affecting the kids because you no longer have a relationship with the kids. Like, there's steps. I knew for myself that I dated men with kids, but I told myself a very, very, very long time ago before I met my husband that I would not marry a man with kids. I would not marry a man with kids. I didn't want to be anyone's stepmother. I did not want to be dealing with baby mama drama, even though there may be no drama, right? Because when you meet a man, they'd be like, oh, me and my son's, moms, we're amicable. Yeah, everything is amicable until you put a ring on someone else's finger. Then that shit goes left. So there are decisions that I made early on for myself and what I was looking for in a man. And then when I found that man, there were strategic steps that I took in order to, if you want to say it, lock him in order to let him know that I'm your day one and your day 100. Like, there's no one else besides me. That's it. That's a process. And many women out here do not know how to do that. And maybe Jill just did not know how to do that. Anyway, I'm going to go because I'm pretty sure I'm late for my meeting because I was late leaving my house. But whatever. I just wanted to come on and talk about that. I hope everyone enjoys their day. Again, I'm not judging. I'm stating facts. Ask anybody. Ask a relationship expert. You have relationship experts out here that will tell you the same shit that I'm saying in different ways. You know, they nice it up for you. And it don't need to be niced up. Sometimes it don't need to be niced up. Sometimes it just needs to be raw. And that's it. Y'all have a good day. Peace. I'll see y'all later for Cleansing and Juicing with Ereena George. Peace.